We are learning today That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. So today we have this bit more of an advanced lesson, intermediate advanced lesson to learn That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. We will go through a few more advanced chords like minor 9, 7 sus4, minor 7, dominant 7 and ultra dominant 7. We will go through a bit of more advanced chords. We will talk about theory and harmony. We'll play this song finger picking, then we will also play the same song, I mean, even with the pick. Obviously you can also play like in the recording. And so on. But we will say it finger picking first so that we can see one of our arrangements where we play it. With ghost notes. So, as you probably saw, we will start with 4 chords. So That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. We will start learning the first 4 chords of the song, which are E flat minor 9, then A flat 9 sus4, F minor 7, and then B flat 9 sus4 and B7, B flat 7 flat 9. So let's go through each of them. So the first one is E flat minor 9, which means that your root note is on the 6th fret of the A string, where you have the E flat. And we play second finger, first finger on the 4th fret of the A string, and then 3rd and 4th go to the 6th fret of the G and the B string. So this is the chord, and I'm not playing the top note, the low E string, and I'm not playing the bottom note, which is the high E string. So I'm only playing the 4 central strings, A, D, G, B. This is my E flat minor 9. That's the first chord. The second chord, it's called A flat 9 sus4, and it's played with the 3rd finger on the A flat on the E string. Then you go with the 4th finger on the same fret, so the 4th fret but on the D string. The middle finger goes on the 3rd fret of the G string, and the first finger goes on the 2nd fret B string. So this is the chord that I'm playing, and as you can see, I'm not playing now the A string and the bottom high E string. So I'm playing E, D, G, B. Okay, so I go from E flat minor 9 to A flat 9 sus4. This chord might also be called G flat over B flat. We talked about this already in another live streaming lesson. That means G flat triad, hello to Alice, G flat triad with an A flat on the bass. Okay, so we basically have a triad here, which is just a normal root, 3rd and 5th G flat, but I have to move the 3rd finger on top to get the A flat on the bass, and I go to the with the pinky here to replace it. Okay, so it basically becomes G flat over A flat. You can call it G flat over A flat, or you can just look at it from the A flat point of view, so considering the A flat, the root note, and then you're playing the root note, the minor 7, the major 2nd, and then and then the perfect 4th. Okay, so that's why we call it A flat 9 sus4, because it's a chord, it's a dominant 7 chord extended to the 9th, which is this one. We are not playing the major 3rd, and which would be this one, but we are playing the perfect 4th, so we are playing a sus4 dominant 7 9. So for that reason you can call it A flat 7 9 or A flat 9 sus4. If you look at it from the A flat point of view, if you look at it from the G flat point of view, so from this note, you can consider it a G flat major, so a triad, with the A flat on the bass. Whatever is the name you prefer, this is the chord. Okay. From this one we go to F minor 7. Now F minor 7 means that your 2nd finger goes on the 1st fret of the low E string, and then you play a mini bar with the ring finger playing the 1st fret of the D, G and B string. So this is the F minor 7. Again, I'm not playing the open A, so the open A is muted. I'm not playing the bottom string, the high E string, which is muted as well. Just do this. This doesn't sound as well. So this is my F minor 7, right? I guess that most of you already know this chord. So if I play all together these first 3 chords, I have E flat minor 9, A flat 9 sus4, or G flat over A flat, and then F minor 7. From here I move to the fourth chord. I could say fourth and fifth chords because it's actually two different chords, which are B flat 9 sus4. So the same shape of the A flat that we played before, but 2 frets forward. So the ring finger, the root note, will be now on the 6th fret of the low E string. So it would be 6th fret of the low E string, then 6th fret with a pinky on the D string, then 5th fret on the G string, and 4th fret on the B string. That's your B flat 9 sus4. Or again, you can consider it like an A flat triad, the same of the G flat, just 2 frets forward, with a B flat on the bass. It's the same. Okay. So once more, I would consider this from a B flat point of view, because in this way this becomes the dominant chord of the E flat minor 9, where we are going to. Thanks, Ollie. Thanks. So we can basically consider this one the 5th degree of E flat minor 9, where we are going back. But as you probably already know, if you are a more advanced player, if you know a bit more of theory, every time that you do a dominant 7 chord to a minor resolution, you should play an altered chord, which means that you should alter either the 9th or the 5th of the dominant 7 chord. And for that reason, on the last beat of this bar, we will actually play another chord. Rather than a B flat 9 sus4, we will play a B flat 7 minor 9th, so with a flat 9, which means from this position that we were playing already, we'll move the second and the first finger 1 fret back, both 1 fret back. So that means I will play the 6th fret on the low E string, the 4th fret on the D string, then I will move the second finger back to the 4th fret G string and the first finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, like this. Now again, you can consider this from a B flat point of view, and this means this chord could be called B flat 7, where I have root note, minor 7 and major 3rd, and the flat 9. So rather than the major 9, the minor 9 here. And it sounds a bit more jazzy, okay? I'm not playing any scale in this moment, I'm just playing a chord. This chord, it's an altered chord. It's a dominant 7 chord with one alteration, which is the major 2nd that becomes minor 2nd. It's a more of a jazzy sound, and it's very useful when you want to create a tension to resolve on a minor chord, like this. So it sounds like tension, resolution. That's basically the theory behind the 5-1. In this case, it's a 5-1 minor. Okay, minor 5-1. Okay. So basically, putting all together, the chords that we have are E flat minor 9, A flat 9 sus4, F minor 7, B flat 9 sus4, B flat 7, flat 9. Okay, now we need to go through the timing for this intro and verse. The timing of the intro is incredibly easy because it's only one bar. We are in 4/4, so we count the beats like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we only play the first 3 beats of the first bar for the intro, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the 4th beat, you don't play anything, you just wait, there is a rest, a pause. So you can just count the first 3 beats where you play 1, 2, and 3. Make sure that you play a very short sound using something called staccato. Staccato means that you will play that sound as short as possible. So rather than keep it long, like 1, 2, 3, we actually play 1, 2, 3. So as soon as you play, you need to release the tension from these fingers to create a staccato sound like 1, 2, 3. That's what we are going to do on this E flat minor 9 at the beginning. So the intro is 1 bar and it sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you go into the verse with the same chord. If you want, you can play a slide there in that beat to create something more groovy, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go into the verse. My personal option is to actually play a couple of percussions there. A couple of percussions means that you can play 2 percussive sounds on the guitar body with your right hand on the beat number 4. And that sounds like 1, 2, 3, like this. Actually, you can count N4, so up beat number 3, down beat number 4, to imitate always kick and snare of the drum kit. Okay, so you can play 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's the intro. Then we go into the verse with the chords that we already saw, and the timing could be something like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This is the timing that the keys play into the recording. So if you listen to the recording, you will hear like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So 3 sounds. These 3 sounds are on the downbeat number 1, upbeat number 2, downbeat number 4. So you don't play anything on the beat number 3. So this again, if we count it, means that we play 1 and 2 and on the end number 2, 3 and 4, downbeat number 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. In my opinion, you can just play, if you want, the first 2, like 1 and 2 and 3, 4, without playing anything on 3 and 4. Especially if you're playing the electric guitar, especially if you're playing with a pick, it might be easier, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. For now, I will show you everything finger picking, but if you want to play with a pick, it's exactly the same. You just play one stroke with a pick. If you are playing finger picking, you can play a bit sort of like a richer arrangement, like I will show you later, but it's completely up to you. Only one suggestion, if you are playing this with the electric guitars, and if you are playing with a pick, do not play the full chord, but try always to play the bottom part of the chord, just to avoid to play the bass, which is already played by the keys and the electric bass, so you don't need to add one more bass. You can just play this part of the E flat minor 9, rather than playing the full chord here. You can just play the triad, same triad here, and when you go here to the B flat 9 sus4, you can play only this triad and then move it here like this, which means that you're playing a diminished triad. So when you are on the last chord, this is something, maybe it's worth repeating it. You're playing a B flat 9 sus4. When you move these 2 fingers to the B flat 7 flat 9, the triad that you have at the bottom is a diminished triad. So you're playing an A flat diminished triad over B flat on the bass, like 1 and this. Okay. But again, you can call it in the way that you prefer, between A flat over B flat and then A flat diminished over B flat, or B flat 9 sus4, B flat 9, B flat 7 flat 9, okay, which is a altered chord resolving on E flat minor 9, like we said. Okay, so this is pretty much what you have to do in the verse. So putting together now intro and verse, including the percussive sound that I put on the intro, everything sounds like this: 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4. Okay, so as always, if you have a guitar, grab your guitar, make sure it's in tune, and try to play along with me while I do these exercises where I play a bit of the song, and you can just copy me and play it together with me in time. I will try to do it more than once during the lesson so that you can grab the guitar and join me. Okay, so something else. I was thinking that most of the times I feel that it sounds even more jazzy if the last chord, so the B flat 7 flat 9, rather than being played on the downbeat number 4, like 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 4. When I say 4, you can play it 1/16 later, which means that you are going to play it on the 2nd 16th of the 4th beat. So altogether would sound like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and up, 4 E and up, so 4 E and up on E, which is the 2nd 16th of the 16th division, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and up, always on the 2nd. So if you were doing this with a pick, especially on the electric guitar, you can count the 16, 1 E and up, 2 E and up, 3 E and up, 4 E and up, and play on 4 E and up, on the up stroke, up movement, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and up. Okay, it could be just a little variation from the recording, but it's entirely up to you. In the recording it's played on the downbeat number 4, so you should play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Most of you, I'm sure, already noticed that I'm also playing one little percussion with my thumb, with my hand, with my right hand on the beat number 2. This is always to imitate the sound of the drums. So there is a snare drum always on the beat number 2 and 4. The beat number 4 is something that we are already playing with a chord, so you can add that little percussion on the beat number 2 and it sounds very groovy. So it's basically 1 and 2. Did you see that? Like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 Okay, that's the way we play the verse. So the intro, we already said, is 1 bar only. The verse is 8 bars. So the 4 bars that I just played twice. Again, I can try to go once more through intro and verse. If you have the guitar, grab the guitar now to practice with me these chords. If you're watching the recording, you can pause it, take your guitar and play with me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4. Okay, this is intro and verse of the song. Okay, hello to Paco. Thanks guys for joining me on Instagram too and on Facebook as well. Please type your name and tell me where you are from, where you are watching this live streaming from. Okay, now we're going through the next 2 sections of the song. So we are going through pre-chorus and chorus after the verse. As always guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, remember that you can just watch this recording the day after on YouTube on our channel, which is Your Guitar Academy. You just need to type Your Guitar Academy on YouTube, and once that you see the HD recording, you can also click on the link to go on our website, on our blog, where you will find not only the recording of this lesson, but the recording of all the other live streaming lessons that we do every week. And there is also the write-up of the lesson where you can find all the chord diagrams, all the timing and the structure of the song, the tabs, all what you need to follow this lesson even better. Oh wow, somebody from Guatemala, fantastic. Okay, so this is pretty much what you can do the day after. And if you want to support us because you enjoy this kind of lessons and you want us to do even more and more, you can follow the link on the first comment of this live streaming and head to our Patreon page and support us from as little as $1 a month, and that will help us massively to produce even more and more of these contents. And you will also be part of our company, so you will be included in a private Facebook group where we discuss and we decide what to teach every week in our live streaming lessons. Okay, so you can be part of our decisions. Alright, so now let's go to the second part, which is the pre-chorus and the chorus. For the pre-chorus, we start again from the E flat minor 9, so the same chord that we played before, but then we add to F minor 7. So we do 1 and 2 and 3, 4, without playing on the 4th beat. Just 1 and 2 and 3, 4, which means that you change the chord in the same bar. So in the same bar, you're actually playing 2 different chords, like 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, that's the right timing for E flat minor 9 and F minor 7. Cool. In the second bar, you play A flat minor 7, which is a new chord, and G flat major 7, which is a new chord. Now, the A flat minor 7 has exactly the same shape of the F minor 7. You just need to move this chord on the 4th fret. So the second finger will be the 4th fret of the low E string, and the ring finger will be on the 4th fret of D, G, and B, playing a mini bar, so that you actually play this. Hello Sebastian, I'm glad that you joined this lesson. So we are not playing the open A string, we are not playing the bottom high E string, we're only playing E, D, G, B. Okay, like for the F minor 7. This is the A flat minor 7. Then the 4th chord is G flat major 7. Most of you probably already know this chord. Now, this chord is played with the first finger on the G flat, which is the 2nd fret of the low E string. Then you have 3rd and 4th fingers on the 3rd fret of the D and G string, and the 2nd finger is on the 2nd fret of the B string. So that's your G flat major 7. Now, putting together these first two bars of the pre-chorus, you play E flat minor 9, F minor 7, A flat minor 7. So you move the same shape from the first to the fourth fret, and then you go to G flat major 7. So in time together, it's 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. It's up to you. If you like the percussion that we were playing before on the downbeat number 2, you can still do 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, as always. These are the first two bars of the pre-chorus. Then the third bar is like the first one, so you play again 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then we have something slightly trickier for the fourth bar of the pre-chorus. It's B flat minor 7, B flat minor 7 over A flat, and F7 sharp 5. Okay, let's try to see this last bar slower. So we have a B flat minor 7, which means we have a new chord again, which has the same shape of the F minor 7, same shape of the A flat minor 7, but brought to the 6th fret, where you can play the B flat minor 7. So the second fret, the second finger is on the 6th fret of the low E string, and the ring finger is doing a mini bar of D, G, and B string, the 6th fret. So all together, this is the B flat minor 7. From here, you want to keep this mini bar with the ring finger, and you just want to remove the second finger to put the first one on the 4th fret, where you have an A flat. And this sounds like B flat minor 7, B flat minor 7 over A flat. So it's the same thing, just the third inversion with the 7th on the bass. And then you move to another chord, which is an F7. F7 that could be played first finger on the 1st fret of the low E string where you have the F, then second finger on the 1st fret of the D string, and third finger, the ring finger, could go on the 2nd fret of the G string, like this. This is already an F7. Then if you put this third finger down to play the 2nd fret of the B string as well, like this, then you're playing an F7 sharp 5, which again is another altered dominant 7 chord, like the B flat 7 flat 9 that we were playing before. Okay, and once more, this is usually used to play a 5th degree, like a dominant chord with an alteration. Hello to Victor James. Where are you from? I have a very long comment from Brazil on Instagram, but unfortunately it's in Portuguese and I don't speak Portuguese. So if you can write something in English, and I will reply to you, because it seems like a question on the song. Okay, cool. So all together we are playing the fourth bar of the pre-chorus, and it sounds like B flat minor 7, B flat minor 7 over A flat, and then F7 sharp 5 twice with the fingers like this. So in terms of timing, where do we play? We play 1, 2, so 2 staccatos on the beats number 1 and 2, like 1, 2, and on the beat number 3 you play 2 16ths, stopping the sound to play rest basically on the second half of the third beat and on the full fourth beat. So altogether is 1, 2, 3 E and up, 4 E and up, just rest. So if now I play all together the 4 bars of the pre-chorus, it's 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 E and up, 4 E and up. Okay, feel free to use the percussions every time you can on the second and on the fourth beat as well. Okay, it works on both. Okay, so this was the pre-chorus. Now we have to see the chorus. The chorus is really similar to the verse, but there is one last bar at the end which is a bit tricky. So let's go through the chorus. The chorus starts with an E flat minor 9, where again you play 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Then A flat 9 sus 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. F minor 7 again, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Then B flat sus 4, going to B flat 7 flat 9, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, then again 1 and 2 and 3, 4 on the E flat minor 9, then A flat 9 sus 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, F minor 7, 3, 4. These are the first 7 bars. The 8 bars of this chorus is 1, 2, 3, 4. So what happens here? there is a walking bass line, which is B flat, A flat, G flat, F, and together with it, the chord changes as well. So you start playing a B flat minor 7 like we played before on the 6th fret, moving to the same chord, B flat minor 7, with the A flat on the bass, so you remove the second finger to put the first finger on the 4th fret like we did before, like 1, 2. Then you go here and you keep basically the same bottom part of the chord, but with the first finger this time, because you want to stretch the pinky to the 9th fret of the A string where you find the G flat. Could also be done here, but it's really uncomfortable to do. It's kind of impossible, I think, on the acoustic guitar. Probably on the electric guitar you can try. But I would just play this one here to stay more comfortable. This is a beautiful chord that you can consider for now like a B flat minor 7 over G flat. Okay. For who is more advanced, you can even consider this chord from this root, and this would be a G flat major 7 sus 4. Okay, that's just a different option, but considering like a B flat minor 7 over G flat like this. Oh, thank you very much for the translation of that comment. That's really nice. Thanks, really, I really appreciate that. Okay, so we were doing 1, 2, 3. What's on the 4th beat of this bar? It's an F7. It's an F7, which means that you are only going to play 3 strings here. The second finger goes on the 8th fret of the A string, where you have the F note, which is the root note for this chord. Then you go with the first finger, you go on the 7th to the 7th fret of the D string. And then with the ring finger, you go to the 8th fret of the G string. So altogether you play F7 in this form, which is very popular in soul and jazz music, which is root 3rd 7, like 1, 3, 7. So we are not playing the 5th of this chord, okay, but it's still a dominant 7 chord. So you normally play always 4 strings in this bar. The top one, you skip one, and then you go to these 3, D, G, and B. Like B flat minor 7, B flat minor 7 over A flat. Same here on the B flat minor 7 over G flat. But then you go only 3 strings with thumb, index, and middle on the F7 here. So altogether, this bar sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how it sounds the last bar of the chorus. So now if I play all together, this chorus would be E flat minor 9, A flat 9 sus 4, F minor 7, B flat 9 sus 4, B flat 7, flat 9, then back to E flat minor 9, 3, 4, B flat 9 sus 4, F minor 7, and now the 8th bar where you play 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to E flat minor 9 to start again from the verse. So that means that the walking line for the bass that we were talking about before becomes B flat, A flat, G flat, F, E flat, just to go back home. That's the idea. Okay, so this is basically everything you need for intro, verse, pre-chorus, and chorus of the song. We will still have one more part to learn, which is the bridge. It's quite a long song, and we said already the level is pretty much intermediate advanced. Now let's try to play all together what we played so far. So intro, verse, pre-chorus, and chorus. As always, if you have a guitar around you, this is the right moment to grab your guitar and play with me. So I will try to go a bit slower than the real tempo of this song so that you can practice with me the chord changes as well and the right timing while I count the beats. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 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 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Pre-chorus. 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and this is the chorus. 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is intro, verse, pre-chorus and chorus of this That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. Okay, from here what happens? You repeat again everything excluding the intro. So you repeat again verse, pre-chorus and chorus for the second time, and then you go to the bridge, which is the next section. Before we go to the bridge, which is the next section, just keep in mind that I was trying to play most of the times the percussion on 2 and the percussion on 2 and 4 whenever I have the chance. If you are playing with a pick, it's exactly the same, so you can play 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 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 1 and 2. It's exactly the same thing, so it's completely up to you. Okay, now let's go to the bridge. The bridge is the last section that we need to learn. So the bridge is kind of different, and it starts with a G flat major 7. So the G flat major 7 is the chord that we already played before, and it's with the first finger on the second fret of the low E string on top. Like this. From here we will move to E flat minor 9 in the same bar, so that you can play 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, and then we go to F minor 7 and B flat minor 7. So the same shape on first and sixth frets. First and sixth frets to play F minor 7, B flat minor 7. So putting all together, it sounds like 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Repeat the first bar. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Then 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So here I play something different. On the fourth bar I went to A flat minor 7. So fourth fret where you play the same position of the F minor 7 and the B flat minor 7. And then D flat 9. D flat 9 means it's a dominant 7 chord extended to the 9th. Which means you play the second finger on the fourth fret of the A string, the first finger on the third fret of the D string, and then you play a mini bar with the third finger on the fourth fret of G, B and E string, like this. Now, these are obviously 5 strings. You're gonna choose only 4. It's up to you if you want to play these 4, the central 4, or if you want to skip the D and play the bottom one. I would suggest this second option, to play the bottom one, so thumb on the A and then index on the G, middle finger on the B and ring finger on the high E. Just because the top note that we have, which is this one, it's an A flat, it's the same note sung by the vocals, so with the voice by Bruno Mars, so you can actually, play the top note together with the voice and it sounds really good. Like this. Okay, so putting all together these 4 bars, you can basically play 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, these are the first 4 bars of the bridge. Then you go to a more difficult part, which is this one. G flat major 7, going to F7. It's up to you how you want to play the F7. You can play the F7 like this if that's easier for you, with the bar and the E7 shape here. It's completely up to you. My personal way is playing the F7, the dominant 7 chord that I have in this run, with the first finger on the first fret of the low E string, second finger first fret of the D string, third finger first fret of the B string, and pinky on the second fret of the G string, like this. This is a complete dominant 7 chord with every note, so this is root, 7, 3rd, and 5th, like this. And you could keep this position also for the next bar, where you basically play again the F7 before you move to diminished chords. So let's go step by step. We play the G flat major 7 like 1 and 2 and. So on the end number 2 you go to F7. Then you start again from F7 and you add to G7 diminished and A7 diminished 7. So they are chords made by a diminished triad and a diminished 7th. Now, these chords are the same shape. Once you start with the bass on the G string, on the G note of the low E string, 3rd fret, and once on the 5th fret of the low E string, so G and A, but they are the same chord, same shape. This is a diminished 7th chord. So you're going to play the root notes, for instance on the G, with the second finger on the 3rd fret. Then you play the 3rd finger on the same fret, so the 3rd fret on the G string, and then you need a mini bar with the 1st finger covering the D, G, and B string on the 2nd fret, like this. It's another jazzy chord, it's a diminished 7th chord. Now from here, you just move the same position 2 frets forward to A. So G, A, adding to B flat minor 7. So here you have to change the shape. So if you play all this bar together, it sounds like 1 and 2 and 3, 4. It's in eighths. It's 1 and, this is 1 beat, 2 and is the 2nd beat, and then you leave it for 3 and 4 without playing anything else, like 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, guys, if you have any questions about these chords that I'm playing, if you don't know them, if you want to know something more about them, type the questions right now, because I will open for a Q&A in a few minutes, so I will reply to everybody very, very soon. For now, I'm just trying to show the last part of this bridge first. So, altogether, these 2 bars that we just played are G flat major 7, F7, and now F7, G diminished, A diminished, B flat minor 7. It's longer to say than to play. I can guarantee you that if you start practicing these chords, it's actually easier than it looks like when you just see it. So all together is 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then E flat minor 7 for the whole bar. Okay, and then B flat minor 7, B flat minor 7 over A flat, F7 sharp 5. So the same ending of the pre-chorus basically. So it's 1, 2, 3, E and up, 4 E and up. So putting all together, the bridge is 8 bars and it sounds like 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 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 1, 2, 3 E and up, 4 E and up. Okay, that's pretty much the whole song, because this is the last section that we need, the bridge. What happens after the bridge? You repeat again one chorus. So something that we are going to do in a few minutes, we are going to play this last section, the bridge, together with the chorus, so that you have the entire song played by me and you can stop the recording of this video and just try to play a few times with me. I already played before intro, verse, pre-chorus and chorus together. Now I will play the bridge and the chorus, which is the ending of the song. Remember that after the first song, if you want to follow the whole structure, you have to repeat again verse, pre-chorus and chorus. Okay, so basically the whole structure is intro, 1 bar, then verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, then bridge, chorus. That's the whole song. Okay, going through the structure. Now, again, if you have any questions, this is the right moment to type any questions and I will reply to you in a few minutes. As always, just a reminder, because some of you might have joined these live lessons only a few minutes ago. So we are going to upload an HD recording of this lesson, like every other live streaming lesson that we do, tomorrow on YouTube. So you can go on YouTube and type Your Guitar Academy. You can subscribe to our channel and you will see all the HD recording of these live streaming lessons. At the same time, you can go to our website, www.yourguitaracademy.com. You will go to our blog and there you can find all the HD recordings of the lessons together with the write-up of the lessons, which means you will find all the chord diagrams for all of these chords that I'm showing you today, so that you can see them on the screen and it's actually easier to follow what I'm playing right now. You will see the timing as well, the structure of the song. Anytime we need a tab, there will be a tab as well. So it's actually really easy if you go to our website and you actually follow the lesson together with the write-up. It's very, very good. And if you have further questions, you can just send us messages or comment on these videos and I will reply to you later. Okay, if you also want to support us, you can go to our Patreon page, which is linked in the first comment of this lesson, to support us from as little as $1 a month, which will help us massively to keep doing this kind of content. Okay, so if you want to see more lessons, more of these lessons, if you enjoy this kind of contents, go to our Patreon page and support us to be part of our company and to decide with us what's the topic of the next live streaming, joining our private Facebook group, which is a special group for our Patreon supporters. Don't know, I guess that's the name. Okay, so hello to Aravind in the meantime, is to Sandesh from Nepal. Fantastic, beautiful country. Okay, now guys, let's try to play the bridge and the chorus together. So the bridge is 1 and 2 and 3 4, 1 and 2 and 3 4. So you see that I'm playing now also the downbeat number 4, because in the recording there is a downbeat number 4 played by the keys, but it's up to you. If you want to play what the keys are playing, yes, play the downbeat number 4 as well. Otherwise you can just play 1 and 2 and 3 4 and maybe just do a percussion on 4. It's up to you. Anyway, when you play that all together, it's 1 and 2 and 3 4, 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 1 2 3 4, chorus 3 4, 1 and 2 and 3 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 4, 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 1 and 2 and 3. Last bar, 1 2 3. Okay, so the song finishes with this bar, 1 2 3 E and up, 4 E and up, the same ending that we had already in the pre-chorus and in the bridge. Okay, so 1 on the B flat minor 7, 2 on the B flat minor 7 over A flat, and then 3 playing 2 times 2/16 the F7 sharp 5 that we saw already. Okay, so that's pretty much the whole song. If you go back to the recording, you can play along with me for the intro, verse, pre-chorus and chorus, or if you go slightly back, you can just play with me this bridge and chorus together, okay? Just to have an idea of how to play along with me, and then you can do the same with the track or with your band if you play in a band. Okay, now, if you play the acoustic guitar and you are playing this maybe with a singer, because you are performing live with a singer and you have to support the singer with these chords, what I suggest you to do is to create a more artistic arrangement where you move a bit the timing, always following the right length of each chord, just to play something a bit richer. So you can play something like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Timing is pretty much the same, but I'm just playing a different pattern, which sounds a bit more appropriate for the acoustic guitar. Mainly I'm playing like, which means I'm playing 4 notes, percussion, and most of the times I will play after the percussion thumb and these 3, like, and then a percussion on 4. Before the percussion on 4, sometimes I might repeat again with the ring finger the second string, like, and then I would play possibly a couple of ghost notes with index and thumb without pressing anything on the left hand, so that it sounds like this, just to imitate again a sort of percussions. So all together it sounds like same. So that you can hear every note of the chords. And here you see that I moved the B flat 7 flat 9 on the second 16th of the 4th beat, like I said before. Okay, and then you can do the same even on, you know, the pre-chorus, like. maybe you can do a couple of more percussions wherever you want, even on the guitar body, and then chorus. Or in the chorus you can play something like sorry. So what am I playing? I'm playing again the 4 notes followed by 1 stroke with the thumb over all of the 4 strings, then 1 upstroke, and then percussion. And then again any kind of note on the 4th beat or ghost notes on the 4th beat to create groove. So something really important is trying to create a sort of groove with percussions, with slides between the chords. This is all what you can create to get a richer sound, which is not what you find on the recording. It's something that you can put on the song, you know, to personalize a bit the song arrangement that you are playing. Okay, so I think this is everything. So if you don't have any other questions about these chords or the timing that I'm playing, this is pretty much everything. I will just try to go maybe through one more bridge and chorus, which are the last 2 sections that we played. And the next appointment for these live streaming lessons with me will be next Monday at 4 p.m. UK time, like every week. And I will teach you another song. This is the one that we did today. That's what I like by Bruno Mars. Is more of an intermediate advanced song, and I was playing that finger picking on the acoustic guitar. The acoustic guitar is tuned in standard tuning with no capo when you play this song. So if you have any requests for the next live streaming lessons, or if you have any comments to these lessons, or any questions about the chords and the structure of the song and the timing, just type them now and I will reply to you, or send us a message later. So I will try to go again through the bridge and the chorus. So the bridge was 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 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 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, chorus. 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, end of the song. Okay, hi to Sarah, where are you from? So, this is pretty much everything about this lesson. As always, if you enjoy this kind of contents, remember that you can find them tomorrow on our YouTube channel, and from there you can add to our website, and on our blog you will find the write-up of the lesson with all of these chords in a diagram together with the timing and the structure of the song. And if you want to support us, you just follow the link in the first comment underneath this video, where you can head to our Patreon page and become one of our supporters for as little as $1 a month. And this will help us a lot to do more of these live streaming lessons and other contents that you can find for free on our website and on YouTube. All right, I hope you enjoyed this kind of these lessons today. And if you have any questions, just get in touch whenever you want. And the next appointment is for next Monday at 4 p.m. UK time. And I will see you there. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time.